Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boone, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boone Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open and let's wake up those football gods. Good morning, guys. Are you guys ready for the 2021 season? I don't know about you, but I am, as we sit 12 days, 10 hours, 39 minutes, and 54 seconds away from kickoff against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And man, last night we were live streaming with my buddy Philly 500. I don't know if you've noticed, Philly 500 is changed. He has changed like crazy. Philly 500 sat down yesterday and watched the game. He's got a new Mevo camera. Shout out to him because he's learning how to do it. He's literally learning all the ins and outs. I use Mevo cameras here in my studio. I actually have 3 of them right here. I've got one of the second generations over there, and I use 3 actually outside. And they're really cool because you can kind of just switch from one camera to the other. You know, literally with my cell phone, I can run 3 of these at the same time and put graphics on here, although I haven't learned how to do the graphics. Philly 500 has. And so he's sent me a text message at 1:43 this morning. Dude, I love this camera. It's like, I'm glad. I'm glad you're loving the camera because I want to know, do you love your team? I stopped watching it late in the fourth quarter. I came outside and did my fireside chat. I knew today was going to be a busy day. I've got work to do in the workshop, and I got to go out grocery shopping. We need to get the grass cut, and we've got our fantasy draft at 3:30, and then the Washington football team plays at 6 o'clock tonight. So it's going to be a very, very busy day, and I want to make sure that I'm ready and stuff. So I was like, let me go ahead and get this thing done. You know, the Eagles are on cruise control here. They're up by 7. They're going to go away winning, and, you know, they'll be able to pat themselves in the back and feel good about winning a preseason game. And lo and behold, I missed it. The Jets did a Hail Mary and were successful on it. They tied up the score and ended up that the Eagles didn't get a victory. They didn't get a victory. So even the backups couldn't beat the Jets. And the Jets, and here's the thing that's funny. I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to say some stuff. But all the Cowboy fans out here that are mad that we ain't won a preseason game, we suck, we stink, and all that. Okay, so the Jets are 2-0-1. Do you think that the Jets are going anywhere this season? Do you think that the Jets are actually a good team? No, they're not. They're ass. So's Philly too, but we'll see. Anything can happen. We don't know because Jalen Hurts, he only played, I think, 2 series the very first game and hasn't played any more since then. Is Joe Flacco actually their starting quarterback? I don't know. Who knows? And this preseason is kind of uncharted territory. Some coaches are looking at this game like we did last year, understanding that there's not going to be a 4th game. Kansas City, and you talk about sidearm passes, oh my God. Pat Mahomes is just like on another planet. He did a sidearm that was freaking insane. About 25 yards down the field. He did it because the defender's up in here, and there's no way I'm getting it over that. And he just literally just kind of, I mean, I think that ball literally curved like a banana going around. It was just, I'm trying to remember the movie where they take the gun and, you know, Angelina Jolie, and they go like this, and the bullet spins because it literally shoots at a curve. That's what that pass literally did. He kind of went sidearm, and that pass just kind of went right around the defender. Boom. He's freaking insane. Kansas City looks like a well-oiled machine, but then they were playing their starters. They went out there and said, we coming to kick your ass. And, of course, there was a sighting of Anthony Hitchens. Man, he ended up making a great sack on Kirk freaking Cousins. So some teams are looking at this. We're going to play our starters for a quarter, maybe a half a game. Other teams are looking at it as it's the 4th preseason game, and we're resting everybody. So it's just different philosophies. Now, we believe that Dak Prescott and the starters aren't going to play this week. I don't know. it wouldn't surprise me if they came out for series. It honestly would not. You know, the Cowboys are trying to baffle us with bullshit, so who knows? I doubt it, but don't discount it. It could end up happening. So anyway, January 3rd. January 3rd, we had this transpire.
In the locker room and how to eliminate yourself from the playoffs.
Can you say that again, please? I'm sorry. It's kind of loud here.
How would you describe the emotions in the locker room after the game, and how frustrating is it to not win this game that you need to stay alive for the playoff race?
It's tough. Anytime you get an opportunity to step on a national football league field, you know, you go out there and the goal is to win. And especially when there's so much on the line, to come up short, it hurts. No one likes losing. And for us, it's about how do we learn, how do we grow from this. Prayers to anyone who's hurt, and praying for health and sickness. And for us, it's about learning. It's about learning. So just got to continue to process, you know, what's happened, not only today but all season, and grow from it. In times of difficulty, it really shows each individual who they are. So we got to find a way to persevere. It's been a long season, and for us, we didn't get the job done. So we're not satisfied at all. I'm not.
Jaylen, how difficult were those first half penalties that you guys had? You had one, you jumped over a guy, obviously there's a couple others there in that first half.
Division rival games, it's just the balance between aggressiveness and not doing anything that could jeopardize your team. There's a couple bad calls, obviously, but it's the game. It's the game. It's the game of football, and you got to find a way. We were able to go into the second half and come out with some spark and gave ourselves a shot at the end. But we didn't get it done, so there's no moral victories.
That fumble at the end, did you guys think, I'm assuming you guys saw that you recovered. What did you see there in that last sequence of that run?
Ball out, got to get the ball. And we thought we had it. But we aren't the referees. We don't make decisions. And at the end of the day, you just got to live with every single play. You never know when it's your last. So you just got to cherish each moment. We could have done a lot better today as a unit.
Good has.
And we didn't. So now it's just about, okay, how do we debrief and learn from this and segue ourselves into a great 2021 season in the near future.
Like you said, no moral victories, but how much did you see that defensive side of the ball grow throughout the course of the season?
Wonderful, amazing, coming together as a unit, playing as one, battling and handling adversity together. With that one mind, one sound, one body, the type of mentality. But for us, it's just about continuing to build on that. And we got to pop it off sooner. Can't wait to the end of the season. We grew a lot, first time coming together, new coaches. And it's a blessing to be a part of the Dallas Cowboys. But we're not satisfied because we're not where we want to be. We're America's team, and it's been too long since we won. And we got to find a way.
Got to find a way.
So looking forward to the opportunity to learn and grow.
What did you think of that Pettis catch there in the middle of the field?
Which catch?
The Dante Pettis catch. That third and long, and they kicked the field goal, but he made a catch and dove forward like he trapped it.
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
Wish it wouldn't have happened. you know, we could have done better. That's the reality of it, and we didn't. Kicked the field goal, gave them a lead a little more, and like I said, just both offensively and defensively, we gotta come together and do our jobs, and you can't wait till the end.
One more for Jaylen, guys.
There's been a lot of discussion about the future of players, whether they're under contract or not. Do you feel like you will be back here next year at all?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, watch the film. But for me, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to play this game. So many people thought I'd never play ever again. So for me, I'm my worst critic, and I'm my biggest fan. I'm going to keep battling, keep grinding. But the guys that know football and know our scheme and watch film, I don't have to speak on myself. It's all love. It's all love.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jaylen.
Appreciate it, y'all. Be safe.
All right, man.
That was it's kind of sad because you think about where Jaylen was just a couple of years ago, where he was, that same season, Jerry Jones said that Jalen Smith is a cornerstone of the Dallas Cowboys. And since that time, it's just gone downhill. It's just literally snowballed. And to see him go from being Cowboys' leading tackler and him and Van Der Esch being the best young linebackers in football and now relegated basically to the fourth linebacker. Every day there's another article where, the Cowboys should trade him for this guy or that guy. I'm not sure that anybody's going to trade what they're looking at for Jalen Smith. And basically trading Jalen Smith is just basically a salary dump. At least the good thing is we have players that are stepping up in a big way. We haven't played a full game yet. Guys can get hurt. You don't know. The story may not be done on Jaylen Smith yet. But you're hearing the right things, at least, from Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons saying, I kind of understand every coverage we're in, why we're running it, what situations we'll be in, Parsons said. I can say, and me and the defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, talked about this the other day. It's like I understand what we're trying to do, but now I want to understand what we're trying to do against me, what they're trying to do against me. You have a guy who is a freak of nature right now with his ability, 4.3 speed, 250 pounds. He's young, doesn't have the injury history where he's coming back, and this is one of the Cowboys. It's one of the Cowboys' things that they try and do is they try and get a pipeline of players that are high-value players on the cheap. Back in the day with Tom Landry here, the Cowboys found players in like Bob Bolt Hayes, track star. They went to small schools and they used analytics to figure out if a guy was going to be a player or not. That's how they ended up getting better players than other teams, which leads to success. Ultimately, if you have better players, excuse me, you will be more successful than if you don't. You'll win some games with inferior talent if you have great coaching, but ultimately you have to have players. And the Cowboys kept trying to get players that had injuries in college and figure we can just rehab them. Jaylen Smith, Sean Lees, Morris Claiborne. But that doesn't always work because, as much as we look at players that, you think about Carson Wentz that, he's just got his injuries out of the way. He's going to stop getting injured. No, the more you get injured, the more you're susceptible to more injuries. So that's kind of the fault of the Cowboys, that they thought they could strike gold on the discount. But regardless of that, Jaylen Smith to be able to even step on the field was a miracle. But hearing things like it's too complex on the defense, as the leader of the defense, as the guy who everybody's looking at, because we all know it's a mob mentality, that people will say, yeah, you're right, it's too hard. And all of a sudden you got a whole revolt of people that are following your lead. And this is where you get somebody like Micah Parsons. I kind of understand every coverage we're in and why we're running it, what situations we'll be in. I could say that me and defensive coordinator Dan Quinn talked about this the other day. It's like I understand what we're trying to do, but now I want to understand what they're trying to do against me. This is taking this to a whole nother level. This is putting in the extra work to be the best that you can be. This isn't like, go look at the film, people know. It's too complex. If it's too hard, then you need to study harder. You've got to find and look inside yourself and never be satisfied with what you're doing. This is one of the things that I'm loving about Micah Parsons. We'll see if that translates to it on the field. You know, everything is always great in training camp. Everybody always looks good. You know, Philly 500 has the Eagles going 13-4. You know, so, but it's preseason. You don't know till everybody goes full go for 4 quarters throughout a season how it's going to be. I hope that when Jaylen Smith gets the opportunities, that maybe the slice of humble pie ends up making him better to be able to use the opportunities as much as possible, because he's not going to be traded. It's not. Now, I don't find anybody that's going to trade for Jaylen Smith. Now, there's rumors that Kansas City would be a fitting because, you know, they have gone through with Cowboys, you know, players in the defense and have actually done really, really good. Maybe that would be the thing. If you're Kansas City, maybe you're, you know, drooling at the opportunity of grabbing another Dallas Cowboys linebacker and basically, you know, poking us in the eye and saying you guys are idiots because they're a good player, you just didn't know how to use them. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But I don't see that. And quite frankly, just getting rid of him just to say, you know, we got rid of him, will leave a hole in a roster where we got to pay somebody else to take that spot. And I still think that given the right circumstances and using him the right way, that he can still be productive. So with that being said, hope you guys tune in later on today for our League 3 fantasy football draft. My man David Wiley will actually join us here. He's going to make me embarrass myself because he's like, I want some Joe Boo wings. It's like, you know what, bro? I don't think I want to cook anymore because use a chef. Use a chef. I can't do shit with it. But anyway, we got that, and we'll also watch the Washington football team, scouting them as well tonight at 6 o'clock. And later on this morning, I will be putting out a video, since it is Washington Football Day, of my man Rio, who is a Washington football fan ambassador. And we're going to be doing some stuff together this season and things, and we're going to see if we can pick up the rivalry. But you know how we roll, guys.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, high five!